I feel extremely blessed to have experienced the presence of the angel of my life in my life. And it was a incredible experience, as I've said. And it was an experience of my own beauty. I got to be present in that. And I am so glad. And it has so kept me going for all these years. But there are other things that also occur and are occurring with me. And those things, of course, are my wilderness work. It's being out in the wilderness and just being there, being present, and being available to whatever happens. And in my case, things happened, and I felt both vulnerable and naked, and also protected. That there was more there than I understood, and I was able to kind of connect to that. And I am very grateful. I also had an experience with beauty, understanding my own beauty, and also understanding how powerful beauty is in understanding who we are, and also understanding where it's not. So in the events of the day, it's important for me to hold the lens of beauty up to what I'm seeing, and can I find in those events beauty or a path to beauty? And all of that has taken me to another inflection point, a place of departure, and that is my understanding of the Grail. It's taken me a long time to piece together all of the events of that, and it's completely incomplete. But I think it's worth talking about, and it may be very much the thing that you would like to hear about, and how I understand the Grail and its place in my life and its connection. It is my connection to the divine hierarchy. So it's how I connect. That is the essence. So the Grail, as I have come to understand, is the birthing for me of my imagination, of my ability to connect to the divine with my imagination, to have my imagination sanctified. And it's sanctified by the wilderness work, by my experience with beauty, and the obedience to my calling. To me, that is the great gift that Yeshua gave to us, is the gift of imagination. And the connection that we have to the divine hierarchy through our imagination. That is the one thing, if you think about it, that this world wants to take away. It wants to take away our imagination. It wants to formalize and systematize and organize and otherwise constrain how we are and who we want to become. So it is our imagination that is, in fact, the seat of our divinity. It's our connection to the divine. And so I really find that to be a powerful and beautiful thing, that our imagination is sacred and we can sanctify it in the obedience that we give to the divine hierarchy, to allow ourselves to then let our imagination go completely free, knowing that there is a protection there that allows us to use our imagination to find our calling. It's a powerful thing. So there's not a rule book for your calling. There's not a systematic theology. And this stuff comes to us from long ago. And I want to read to you the words of Yeshua from the Gospel of Thomas, Logion number 2. Logion says, "If you are searching, you must not stop until you find. When you find, however, you will become troubled. Your confusion will give way to wonder. In wonder you will reign over all things. Your sovereignty will be your rest. Our rest will be our sovereignty. And what that means to me is that it's our imagination that is where we find our sovereignty. The sovereignty of our ability to connect to the divine hierarchy. And in that connection, we find our place. And that place is a place of sovereignty. What a wonderful thought. And I will leave you with that thought, and I hope you will pray about it and think about the idea that the Grail of the Last Supper is a cup of imagination. So in us, in me, in you, in our body and blood, there is the presence of the divine imagination. And that is our connection. Amen.